Hi, I'm Nick Ortiz, and you're on Native Ground, and I'm here with Teddy Kyle Smith. So, where are you from?
Kayana, Alaska. It's a Inupiaq village of like 600, just above the Arctic Circle in northwest Alaska. I, uh, my village is on the Kobuk River in the Kobuk Valley, and I've got a rich culture up there, rich history up there.
So, what film are you here with?
On the Ice with Andrew McLean from Barrow.
And what part do you play?
I play Igisuk. I play the father of Kali who tries to get away with murder.
So, do you have any other children besides Josiah?
No, in the movie that's it. Danae, who isn't here, she played my 7-year-old daughter. Yeah.
How does the teen setting in the movie compare to when you were a teen?
Our culture is just like any other culture. There's a lot of transition going on with the oil fields, with the mines. There's the world's largest lead and zinc mine up there. In the 90s, it was started up there. So we have cell phones, we have internet, and we're above the Arctic Circle. And when my father grew up, he used a lot of dog teams, and like the animals that I'm wearing now, the wolverine, the muskrat, and the wolf, it's a part of my culture, and I still carry that out in hunting and trapping them. But when I grew up as a teen, there was a lot of turmoil, I think, about how much of the culture you do hang on to and how much do you change. It's like my parents, when they were going to school, they weren't allowed to speak the Eskimo language. They were forbidden to speak it. And so when I was raised, I wasn't taught the language. And so even in the schools now, language is part of the curriculum now.
How did you get into acting?
When I was 18, I joined the Marines. I worked with explosives, landmines, and what I eventually started doing was teaching classes on explosives. So I would stand in front of like 200 Marines, and most of them were hungry and tired, and in order to teach them, I had to entertain them at the same time. So it kind of became a passion for me. And I started doing theater work. I was in Nome working at a mine up there, and our capital city of Juneau, they had a theater that was up there auditioning for people to come into there and get into some of their shows. And on a dare, me and my friend, we went there, and I was just going there to meet girls, or just to get involved in that way. But I found that I really loved it and I enjoyed it. And I've done a couple commercials. I've done theater. This is the first time for the full feature film.
And for a native journalist and actor, what advice do you have for me?
I think it's to stay open-minded and just give 100%. It's like when it deals with our culture and our people, or anywhere, for natives, it's like a lot of people have preconceived notions where they don't understand fully, what it's about. And I think it's important to stay true to yourself and and represent your people, So.
Thanks for the interview. This was fun.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Nick Ortiz, and you're on Native Ground.
Can you tell me a little bit about your experience on the film On the Ice?
I went to my village, which is a small Eskimo village in northwest Alaska, which is above the Arctic Circle. There's like 600 people there, and I didn't hear about the auditions that were being held there. And a family member told me about them, and I submitted something on YouTube, and they contacted me, and I flew to Anchorage for more auditions. But it's an excellent film. It's called On the Ice, directed by Andrew McLean from Barrow, which was where it was filmed. I'm part of the Inupiaq culture, but my culture is inland, whereas up in Barrow they hunt the whales up there. So we were able to go onto the lead and see all the whales up there.
That's cool. So you are used to the weather since you're up there. I actually studied the Yupik for a class, which is pretty cool to know that you're from there, and it's cool to know that you got found on YouTube, basically. So, can you tell me, were there any weather complications when you're up there filming?
Like I said, we're on the ice, and the temperatures that we had to deal with were pretty cold. I mean, when I left home several days ago, it was actually 30 below. And in temperatures like that, when you have to spend hours out there, it's you have to be prepared for it. I mean, me and my father will go out and when it's 30, 35 below, and we'll go out hunting and trapping and sleeping out in the cold, but if you're prepared, like, from the coat that I have, if you have everything that you need, you're able to survive out there. And I think that's what a lot of our culture is about, is surviving and making the most of everything. I mean, all the other actors that I worked with, we come from a culture where everybody has a lot of a good sense of humor, and you need to have a lot of that up there, and that's it. That's just a part of who we are.
Can you tell me, do you have any favorite moments that you shared while working on the set?
It's a really well-written script, and I think just working with everybody. I mean, because most of the time we would go out there and actual filming time would be limited to like a couple hours, but you're sitting there and you're waiting, and so the times that I have of getting to meet people, and actually be exposed to a part of my culture that I normally wouldn't have been. And I'm on a whaling crew now, so I can actually go home and whale.
Oh, that's cool. Did you find out any other tribe cultures that were there other than yours?
There's the Inupiaq and the Yupik which you studied. There's Siberian Yupik, which are closely related to the Russian Eskimos. So, and mine is Inupiaq, and there was one Yupik there. There was a lady from Canada, Adamina Kerr, and I'm not sure what tribe she was from.
So most of you guys were from Alaska?
Right. Everybody was from Alaska except Adamina, who was from Canada.
Do you have any advice for the youth like me, per se, that would want to pursue in an acting career?
Stay true to who you are, and I think that just goes true for anything that you pursue in life. If you stay focused and if you apply yourself, it's something that'll happen. I mean, when I auditioned and I did commercials and theater, it's something that holds true in life. If you just persist and persevere, it's something that'll happen. And I think the biggest thing about it is it's such a hard business to get into. So just staying on the path and never losing sight that you have something to contribute. And if you hold those ideas, it'll happen.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking time out to come here on native ground with us and let me interview you, so I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. And for all you guys out there, I highly recommend seeing On the Ice because it was amazing. Ted did an awesome job on his acting career, on his acting role. You seemed very sincere. Okay, so this is Rachel Arnold on Native Ground. Peace.
My name is Teddy Kyle Smith. My Inupiaq name is Kalahok. I grew up in Alaska. I spent 4 years in the Marines, and I've got some friends in different areas. But I tell you what, Facebook me and get a hold of me, Teddy Kyle Smith. I'd like to give a shout out to the Yakima Nation, the Inupiaqs, and I actually danced with the Utes down here before too. So hang in there and be true to yourself, and contribute to our cultures. And I appreciate it, and go see the movie. Thank you.